Hey guys, Brother John here. I hope we don't lose our signal here. I'm outside and I'm doing my annual, kind of started a couple years ago, annual Easter Christmas tree burning. I'm going to do it live in a little bit, so I'm going to set up. Right now I have no viewers, but hopefully you're going to get a good view of the fire pit and we'll start the burning real soon. Ah, oh. Bunto's in the house.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking, what's the
Getting
name of this
started.
one? Rollerball? We're
Gonna
gonna
have my
burn the
beer.
tree.
I hope you get a good view. I got a little fire pit over here, and so I'm gonna drag the tree out, and I'll put a couple of branches to hold it down, because the
Okay.
sucker will go up real fast. Pine will burn like that.
Okay. What are you gonna Okay. Are you gonna wait for like a couple more people to come in before you torch it up?
Yeah, well, I have it live while I'm prepping, so you can watch me prep it.
All right.
All right. If you want to
I'll do
invite
some
some,
invites. I'll do
sure,
some
go ahead.
invites.
While I go do this, I'm gonna have my beer and smoke a bowl,
A bone.
a
Okay. That's.
beer, a
I'll smoke a
beer,
bone.
a beer, and a bowl for the burning. Something different here on the Hangouts?
All right. I'll just start doing some invites.
All right. I'll be right back. Go get the tree.
Holy cow.
Mm-mm.
Hmm. Hey guys. Hey Scott. Carlton.
I heard my name. Hey guys.
Hey Carlton. Carlton. Okay.
Carlton. Bunto. Bunto.
Carlton.
Bunto. Yes,
Carlton.
Carlton.
If I
Yes,
wanted to
Bunto.
give the link to this Hangout, could I just copy it off the browser and
Yep.
send that to somebody? Okay, that's what I did.
Yep. You got it.
Okay, so you're into tree burning too, huh, Carlton?
Not particularly, but you know what the hell. It's not like it's
Remember
a
that
if.
movie Rollerball?
Yeah, I
Oh,
remember
good. We got a couple
rollerball.
more people in there. Got
Oh
the
God.
tree.
Oh, he's gonna burn a
Put it in
tree.
the fire
Okay.
pit. I
All right.
can't
What?
hear any of you, so.
Oh, well then I'll shut up. See now, the trees in the background there look very much like where I grew up in Connecticut. This looks like a New England setting. Maybe not, but definitely looks like an oak tree in the back or a couple of oak trees back there, and I don't know what that is in the foreground. A little weeping willow, maybe. It's not
It's a
blossoms yet.
larch.
A larch. Okay.
The larch.
The larch.
Okay, Carlton, I watched your hangout, Convince Me of God, over and over and over again last week.
Well, oh my God, why?
Because I just wanted to see that the famous the preface of Luke thing where I pissed off Shamos. I just had to watch that over and over and over again. Later dating of the Gospels, the preface of Luke.
Oh yes. He never did fess up, right? I mean,
Right.
even when we pointed out, when I went back and I had to Google the Q document, and I came back and I pointed out that the Q document doesn't even talk about either the crucifixion or the resurrection at all. So once again, how does that become eyewitness testimony of freaking anything? So yeah, but I know.
But okay, how come you were in and out? It was like you'd ask your question and then you leave the room.
Oh, because I can only.
I don't know what kind of view you got over there. Let's see. Maybe I'm afraid to put you guys closer because I might lose my web.
That's good, John.
That's good. You see it?
Quieres mirar, John, es quemar un árbol.
Okay, so where are you going to
para
set the
Pascua.
infant? On top of it or next to it?
Yeah, we need a sacrifice.
Sí, ese árbol, yo pensar, ese es como New England. John, where are you located? Are you in New England somewhere?
I'm in Pennsylvania.
See, the tree line. It looks like an oak. It looks very like where I grew up. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Very good. My wife's watching here the event. It's with me, so let's get that thing lit, baby.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, this sucker will go up there.
Okay.
Maybe I'll get a little lighter fluid for effect.
Oh, that'd be nice. That'd be nice.
Spare nothing, Rojo.
Even though I probably won't need it. Hey, and if I burn, hey, you're gonna see it live. Maybe I'll be the one sacrificing.
You really should have planned this out, John, and created.
We won't know that it wasn't unplanned that way.
You really should have created an effigy of G-Man out of the evergreen.
Right.
You know.
Oh wow, that would have been cool.
Next year.
Well, it was very windy. I didn't think I was gonna do it earlier because it was very windy and I was afraid of everything, you know.
Right.
Yeah, try not to set the world on fire. We're going to be reading about this tomorrow. Western Pennsylvania is burning down. Yeah. There goes Pittsburgh.
The G-Man effigy.
Okay.
Get another hit.
Yeah, past the Dutchie.
Oh, I thought he was lighting the tree. I was like, you really doing it with that tiny little flame thing there?
I'll be right back.
All right.
Go get a flame starter. Hold on.
You could just cover yourself in gasoline, stand in the middle of the tree, and light.
Okay, so you also did Sid's Hangout on Tuesday, right, Carlton? Talking about Indiana.
Yeah.
Okay, what was your takeaway from that?
I didn't see that one.
Well, you participated in it.
Apparently, I wasn't paying attention.
Right.
Was it about Indiana? Really?
Okay, well, Down came in, he started talking about Indiana because we were talking about misogyny and we didn't know which way that was going. And then Down burst in and wanted to talk about Indiana. And you took the libertarian position of saying, yeah, discrimination's okay.
Oh, I did, didn't I? Yes.
He corrected you on that.
Yes, he did. And you know, and I'm happy to say that yes, I researched some of the things that he said, and he was correct in a lot of cases. So there you go. I guess I can be wrong.
Right. Well, you're just bringing up the other end of the argument, right?
Came as a shock to me, but yeah.
The Jeff Keller position of it's okay to not serve you, sir.
Yeah, I mean, apparently the laws are not that way. But again, I think the laws are that way only, right? If I remember right, for protected classes, yes. For non-protected classes, then really the courts are gonna judge an individual case based on whether it was something necessary to do because of the business, or it was simply an arbitrary decision that had nothing to do with the business. So, yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. You know, just sitting in the audience and looking at it, are these Indiana laws? There you go, Kingsford. Designed for discriminatory, or are they political posturing for somebody wanting to be Republican vice president?
I don't know. I saw somebody say that the I guess that was it the cake makers kind of lit that all off. Business, some wedding cake makers, they received $900,000 in donations.
Wow, money.
Okay. Well, which makes me really sad that somebody would actually donate money because you want to discriminate against somebody else, whether it was legal or not. That seems just, I don't know. To me, that sort of confirms the idiocy of the people on that side.
Okay, you would accept money to be a racist?
No, I wouldn't. That's what I'm saying.
$200,000, you wouldn't turn you to a racist?
No. I'm not a racist. I don't care
what's
if you
your
give me $1
price?
million. I'm
What's
not a
your
racist.
price, Carlton? $1 million to be a racist?
I don't really have a price. I really don't. I mean, I might, for 10 million, maybe I might pretend I'm a racist and then use the money to help eliminate racism. But I certainly might lie just to get my hands on it and then use it to support the other side. Clearly, but it wouldn't change what my beliefs are. No.
Okay, for this guy, it wasn't so much. Well, be careful, Brother John. He wasn't so much being a racist, but he was trying to position himself as a vice presidential candidate, Pence.
Do you know if John lights himself on fire, this is going to go viral, right? This is going to be on like the, what's that one about evolution? What's the
Darwin Awards?
It's going to be right. It'll be a Darwin Award video
where the atheists got together and wanted to have a ritualized burning, and they burned themselves.
And they watched John set himself on fire. Yeah. Please don't do that, John. I really don't have to defend that for the next 10 years.
Okay, so how many hangouts you do a week, Carlton?
I don't know. I don't know. I like hangouts, so I'm on at least once a day, if not a little bit more.
I mean, wow. Okay, are you a regular?
Well, I guess, does that count?
A little technical difficulty.
Yeah. Hey, John. Can you hear me? No, he can't.
Oh, wait there.
Are you listening, John, or not? No.
I want to present.
Okay. He's just doing his
You
thing.
get a better flame.
Okay, get better flame.
Better
flame is always better. Okay, like you're going to be a required presence at Hangouts, right, Carlton?
That's weird. I hope not.
You're a name that they want.
I don't feel that way at all. Actually, I feel exactly the opposite.
That they don't want. You go into the Hangout and you bring down the whole room.
Yeah, but see, I think people don't like me in the Hangout because I do tend to drone on, and I have long-ass examples, and most of people have heard them already, and it's kind of tiring to have to hear them every time I come to a
Who cares
Hangout.
about that? The host wants that. The host wants somebody who's just droning on and on and on.
They do?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, well, I can drone. I'm good at that.
Jeff Keller follows you, or you follow Jeff Keller. That's like.
Well, I had a conversation with Seth. I had a conversation with Seth the other day because I always thought Seth didn't like me for some reason because every time I came in the Hangout, literally within 30 seconds he would leave. And yeah, he said no, it was just coincidence. I was really convinced that maybe he got tired of listening to me because I do tend to monopolize the conversation. So I figured it was that, but he said it wasn't. But I'll take him at face value. Take him at his word.
All right.
Well, no.
Okay, hey, look at John's got Harry Potter's wand.
He's got a cigarette.
I know, the anticipation's killing you.
Oil. Okay. No, the moderator wants a good long talker. He needs that.
All right. Well, you know what? I can start charging for my services then.
Well, that's what I mean. Eventually, you will start. Hey, you want Bunto? You want me to show up? Let's, have some money in the till here.
Hey, there you go. $1.50 an hour. I'm ready. I'm ready to roll. No, I kept leaving the Hangout the other day.
Jeff Keller charges me. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, no. I said that's why I left the Hangout in and out the other day. I can only take so much stupidity, and then I either have to just leave the Hangout entirely, or I've got to kind of blank out my image and walk away and just go do something else.
So that's why you leave,
Yes. Sometimes the stupidity with certain people just goes over the top, and I can't deal with that.
Okay, so the moderator has a stupid person talking, and then he wants to go to you, right, to move it, and then you're not there. See what I mean?
I know. Yeah, it's we all have our faults.
Maybe you could have a walkie-talkie that we could, Okay, Carlton, come in.
Oh yeah, that's put me in a cell phone. Scott, how come you're not talking, man? You're quiet back there.
Lucid dreaming.
Okay, here he goes. Okay,
Damn,
sprinkles.
John.
Oh, look, I
Good
see a
job,
flame.
John.
There he goes. Okay.
Yeah, it went up in seconds, didn't it?
This is where we see the flame comes back into the bottle. And
now we see the apparition of Satan himself. All right, it works.
all right.
Yeah, put the lighter fluid right there, close to the flame.
If you roll the film backwards, it looks like the flame is a painting by Picasso.
I've never seen a ritualized Christmas tree burning.
There he goes. Me neither. This wouldn't work with a Festivus pole, obviously.
This is Burning Man on the cheap.
Yeah, that's what it is, really. How many people there? Although, I'm looking at John's property there. I'm thinking this is a good place for a concert, right?
Right.
I mean, that looks, whack those trees down there in the middle, or leave them. It looks like there's plenty of place to put tents up, and you could easily get a couple thousand people at least there.
Okay, man's fascination with flame. What's behind it, Carlton?
I don't have any freaking clue. Warmth?
It's primal, isn't it?
Huh?
To burn something?
Wait, 1 second. What? Es smoke de fuego, okay. Huh. Okay. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I guess.
Okay, is flame a cultural?
Which I have no answer. Yeah, I don't know.
Do like other countries, other cultures enjoy flame more than us?
I don't know. I'm curious why he's getting so much smoke, though. If that's all dry, he shouldn't be having that much smoke. I don't think. But maybe it's not all dry. Maybe it's wet in the middle.
So you have some expertise about flame, right?
No, not really. No.
Studied it?
No. I can't tell you how many newspapers I've gone through trying to light a fire in the fireplace, though. It never seems to work. I can't do charcoal very well either. My wife has to do the charcoal. I bought all kinds of charcoal and natural charcoal and carbon and easy starting. My wife goes out there with a match and a 2x2 piece of paper, and she has the thing going in 2 seconds. I can go out there with a gallon of gasoline and can't get the damn thing going. So.
Okay, you take the time after the fire's done to put out your ashes, right?
Not going up as fast as last year.
Right.
Well, looks like you got a stiff wind there.
Yeah.
I love that smoke stream. Is there something wet in there or something?
Looks like a battlefield.
It's the wind. The wind is blowing.
I was just thinking. You're right. You're right, Bunto. Hey, John, you could do it. That's an awesome property. You could do like a Civil War reenactment.
Yeah, that's
we have great 4th of July parties. Yeah, that's for sure.
You certainly could do a paintball, thing like the atheists versus the theists. And get us all paintball guns and helmets, and we'll film.
The witch burning. The
witch burning would be nice. Yes.
There you go. Well, that's not all mine. I mean, a little past the fireplace, that's kind of my property line, and then it's someone else's, but.
Who cares,
I mean,
right?
you can't build on here, so it'll always be wide open.
Make a nice place for a rock concert.
Oh, yeah.
You really need more smoke? Just go stand by the fire and inhale, John.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, John, my wife watched that. She loved that. It's the only time she's ever watched a hangout. So you are... Oh, he's not. I'm talking to myself again. Okay.
He'll put the gas tank inside,
Yeah, now let's see one just blow up. Right? Just throw the whole tank in there.
Oh God, he is doing exactly what you told him to do.
Inhale, and yeah, he's gonna smell great coming in the house there. So I make sure I don't tell him to throw the whole gas thing in there. He might actually give that a shot.
Like the hangout, you can go in and talk communism. You can go in and talk cuisine. I mean, you have a lot of categories, right? A lot of
I can make up shit I can make up stuff on any topic, sure, almost.
Not just God talk, right? Just not God talk.
Not just God. I can do God talk, but that's okay.
Is that what brings the money?
I was just going to hang out with Sin City Preacher before I came here, so. And but then when he started to do a come to Jesus call, I decided it was time to go find somewhere else to.
Okay, you could do God talk in your sleep, right? Get up.
For the most part, yeah.
30 seconds later, do God talk.
Yeah, I had a block Nephilim free yesterday, though. He was getting.
Okay, you're in the blocking craze now too, right?
Well, I'm adding more and more people. Yeah, just because he was being an idiot, so I was like, well, then that's what you get for being an idiot.
Okay, so does blocking work? Is it effective?
Oh, it works quite well. Well, yes, it works wonderfully.
Okay, so now you're not talking to people. That's the whole point of...
If I get into the Hangout first, the blocking works great because then none of these idiots can follow me into the Hangout. The bad side is when they're already in the Hangout, then I can't get in. So.
Okay, there are some people you just don't want to talk to or hear.
Oh yeah, G-Man's top of that list. He's the foundation of my block lists.
Okay. There's never going to be a reconciliation. It's just write them off.
I can't imagine so. No.
God, this tree burning is kind of, should I say lame on air? It's just hang.
It looks okay.
It should be called a tree smoking.
He should have a ham out there on a spit, a pig on a spit.
Hey, if you like smoke ribs, like I do.
Yeah, put some ribs out there. That might be okay then.
If you like smoke like I do, there's some flame.
Hey, he's squirting again. He's peeing on the fire again. Do that would make a great show. He should take the lighter fluid and put it in like a wine skin inside his pants and then pretend to pee on the fire and use the and have it squirt out the gasoline.
All right. You're more like a production guy, right? You have what it takes to make a good hangout in your head, right?
Maybe. I'm a choreographer. There you go.
A stage manager.
That's it. I just love telling people why they're wrong. That's the love of my life. Yeah.
Okay, which better, a smoke or flame?
That's a tough call.
Plenty of smoke.
You know, definitely if it was a burning, like a witch burning, it should be flame, obviously. But if we just want to torture somebody, the smoke would be just fine. John, if you put a pig out there on a spit, that would be pretty cool, or some ribs. You got a lot of smoke going there.
Yeah.
You know, the other thing we thought, John, if you take that gasoline that you got, the lighter fluid, put that in a little leather wineskin, stick it in your pants, you could pretend to piss on the fire and get some nice flames out of that. Just hopefully the flame doesn't follow it back up. But
yeah, have a guy with a fire extinguisher ready.
That would kind of hurt.
That might.
You have a fire extinguisher, right? Handy.
Actually,
I think if that fire gets out of control, right in my house. It's not going to matter.
You know, he's as
well. You know, the thing is, yeah. Well, no. Well, the whole area around it, it's marshy. It's very damp. So
that would be why there's smoke. Okay.
That's not going far. Yeah, because it's still very wet in there from the winter.
Gotcha.
Well, you don't see it. I have a creek right in front of me.
Yeah, I'm waiting. Oh, there's a creek there. So I'm waiting with the fire there. You know, you lit that on fire. I'm waiting to see either a turtle or a snake on fire crawling out of there real fast.
I do get turtles and snakes.
See, so yeah.
But yeah, that's about it for the.
Hey,
we're smoking the tree layer. It's not really burning.
Yeah. Well.
It's going away. I think it's doing its job there.
You know,
Was that your actual Christmas tree from this year?
Yes, it was.
Wow. It wouldn't work so good with a Festivus pole, would it? Very nice.
I did it last year. I recorded it. I didn't put it up live, but that sucker went up so fast. I jumped back.
I would think so by March. Yeah, it's pretty dry. Oh man, you should have got a big blanket and done smoke signals. You know,
proper incantations, bro, Joe. Maybe would have helped.
Yeah, maybe a face painting first. You know. Yeah, you couldn't put a little paint on the face there and little Pittsburgh Pirate paint or something. There you go.
Yeah,
light it. Nice video. Perfect. There you go. Very nice. John, you're a silly man.
Okay, being safe with fire outdoors. What do you know?
Good thing Cerberus ain't here. He'd probably have a heart attack right now.
He probably would. Well, the Christians are all sitting at home wanting to know if you got a burning permit.
Right. Okay, fire safety. What do you know, Carlton?
I don't know a damn thing. I know it hurts if you get caught. I know it hurts if you catch fire.
You're supposed
fire
to make sure your ashes are out.
That's it. I usually after this I'll pour a bunch of water on it and make sure
Yeah.
But it ain't gonna go nowhere. It's very wet around still.
Yeah.
What you show is extinguisher. Have some water bottles.
Looks very nice, John. Did a fine job.
You're supposed to bury the whole thing in sand. Cover the whole thing in about 10 pounds of sand, bro, Joe.
Now, right next to the fire pit, right here, you see that tree?
Yeah, nice tree.
This is my favorite spot. It's a weeping willow.
I told you it was a willow. I was right.
Yes.
I said it looks like a willow without leaves on it yet.
Right. Oh, this is my favorite spot.
Excellent. Man, I am so good.
Yep.
Oh, we know.
I got a couple weeping willows on my property, but that one is the healthiest. It's right by the creek. Sit by there. I can watch the sunset when it comes down there.
Very pretty. Very nice.
Got a horse?
No horse. No.
No horse. Okay.
Horse and trigger.
Oh. Okay.
You should get one of those big, a big hog, a big pig, and just ride him. You can sit on those things and ride him around.
Well, that's Kentucky. Okay, what do you know about Pennsylvania? Carlton, Pennsylvania history, quick.
Pennsylvania history. It is. You've got a friend in Pennsylvania on the license plate. At least it used to be, or that's a state motto. It's big to drive across. I know that. And I think it's prettier in the east than it is in the west.
Pivotal state in the formation of the Union.
All right, there you go.
Philadelphia.
You were in the hangout the other night. Remember, they want to make the official toy of Pennsylvania a Slinky. Remember we were doing that?
No,
wasn't the first Continental Congress in Philadelphia?
Philly.
Was it? Okay.
They invented the Philly cheesesteak.
Which I'm not a big fan of, actually. I don't like them. I've never had a good one, maybe.
That's what it is, dude, because I don't like cheesesteaks, and then I went to Philly and had one, and it blew my mind, man.
Okay, Pennsylvania was named after William Penn, right?
William Penn.
I don't know who he was. Who was he?
He was the first governor of Pennsylvania, wasn't he?
Oh, lucky guy. Got it.
I'm making this shit up. I don't know. Yeah.
Hey, I'm the first governor. Let's call it after me.
You know, this is what Google is for. Right, hang on. William Penn, right here, we got him. He was an English real estate entrepreneur, philosopher, early Quaker, and founder of the province of Pennsylvania.
A Quaker.
A Quaker, right, and a real estate and a philosopher. The English North American colony and future Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. He was an early advocate of democracy and religious freedom, notable for his good relations and successful treaties with the Lenape Indians. Under his direction, the city of Philadelphia was planned and developed. In 1681, King Charles II handed over a large piece of his American landholdings to William Penn to satisfy a debt the king owed to Penn's father. The land included present-day Pennsylvania and Delaware.
Right.
Wow.
Okay, William Penn probably wouldn't be a successful politician today as he was back then, right?
No.
A philosopher, Quaker, reaches out to minorities, gets deals done.
Oh, no, wait, I got to read this line. Hang on. It says, a man of profound religious convictions, Penn wrote numerous works in which he exhorted believers to adhere to the spirit of primitive Christianity. He was imprisoned several times in the Tower of London due to his faith, and his book, No Cross, No Crown, which he wrote while in prison, became a Christian classic.
Okay, so maybe he could get in? Hard right?
Kind of a weird guy, kind of a strange guy. All right. Tower of London, that's, you know, not everybody can say they were in the Tower of London as a prisoner.
Okay, politicians from back then, could they make it today? Like George Washington, could he get in today?
Yeah, I think they could. I don't think they were nearly as naive as we think we portray them to be. I think politics has always been politics. Politics is around a long time.
Okay, John Adams wouldn't have burned out the first year, right? That's what you're telling me?
I'm thinking no. I think these guys would have stuck it out for the most part, yeah.
You know, they wouldn't have put up with this Congress that does absolutely nothing.
This guy was a real estate agent. I mean, how worse do you need, how much worse can you be? He was a realtor, yeah. Realtor clearly is farther down the line than politician.
William Penn was?
Yes.
Ah.
Yeah, so clearly the notion of a Christian realtor is
people would have listened to Ben
oxymoron.
Franklin today. That's what you're telling me? People would have listened to Ben Franklin today?
I think they would have. I think, I think so. I think Ben would have been okay. I don't know. I mean, right? Maybe Ben would have been like, you know, Sam Harris, you know. You know, not quite Sam. Sam Harris doesn't come up.
Okay, our guys back then. Ron Paul would
I'm just gonna pour some water on top of this thing. I'll be right back.
Okay,
I could have been more like. You know, maybe Ben would have been more like me.
Okay, Ron Paul in the formation of our country, we never would have been a country, right?
I don't know. What about George? Yeah, George. What about George Bush in the formation? Chris Christie could have been a founding father. You just couldn't have found a horse to get him around.
We had to tear down the wall to get him into the convention.
Boy, you'd have to use a mule and a cart. Yeah. Here's Chris. Drag him in.
Okay. Rand Paul starting our country never would have got off the ground, right?
Right. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, you know, John Hancock had this big signature on the Declaration. I mean, can you imagine if that was Sarah Palin? Right. Sarah Palin would have stamped with a grizzly bear there, or a moose.
Halfway through the convention, she quits, right? So the show's over.
Yeah, she would have been. I think she would have been good. You know, she would have been good foreign policy. You know, she could see DC from Pennsylvania.
Our endless war with Canada that would have.
I'm thinking we might have had a fence up there in Canada. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Show's over now.
Why? What happened?
Well, he got the water bucket out. You didn't see that?
Oh, I missed that part. Sorry, I was still reading on Bill Penn here. I wonder if people called him Billy the Pen.
Okay. We're talking people like Rick Perry, you know, starting our country.
No. No. I don't see it. I don't. You know what? I'm sorry. Here. Yeah, I don't see most of the religious folks that I know today, in spite of their blather, I don't think would stand up for a toothpick. Much less, actually, I think they would have found a way to capitulate with England. They never would have had a revolution. They would have sucked it up and paid taxes and done whatever they needed to do. As long as they got some of that money in the back channel, you know, they would have been the tax collectors out there getting it from everybody else, paying it to Britain, and then Britain to pay them a percentage, you know, behind the scenes. Probably how it.
Well, isn't that what they call, you know, the free market as they see it?
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. As long as they get theirs, it doesn't really matter who else has to pay. So,
So you're political, right, Carlton? You care
I
about politics.
I didn't realize this. Wait a minute. Oh, it's not. Okay. Oh, okay. There's a misconception out there that the Quaker on Quaker Oats, right, on oatmeal box,
Right.
is supposed to be a depiction of William Penn, but Quaker Oats Company stated it's not true. Right.
Oh, that's a buzzkill.
I know.
I won't buy it anymore. Okay,
I'm not gonna buy. I'm
listen.
going with cream of wheat now. What?
You are a political person. You actually care what the hell's going on.
I actually couldn't care less.
Okay,
See,
why are you
how little you know me, Bunto? How little you know me, Bunto? What's the matter with you?
Okay, you don't care about which direction our country goes in.
Oh, I care which way it goes. I just don't think I have any say in the matter. So, it's gonna. I think in order to be a politician at all, I don't care what side of the fence you're on, you got to be corrupt. So I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican. I think they're both corrupt. They're just corrupt about different things. So I'm not. I don't think we're gonna ever elect somebody that's naive and honest, and that ain't ever gonna happen.
I have a question. Do you think it's possible to have someone that is kind-hearted, or the person that we're looking for? Do you think that's really the right person to be in charge of a large mass of people?
No,
A regular guy.
I don't. Because
Brojo, you got mad wind, buddy.
This is like Kitty Hawk.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna probably bring it inside. I thought it would be able to stay out here for a little bit.
it actually is kind of nice, though. I like it. It makes me feel refreshed. There you go. Well, put your arms down. That takes away the sensation.
The war's over.
Well,
Okay.
I just see a lot of individuals saying that they want like an everyday kind of guy to be in charge of things, and to be honest, I don't think those type of people are capable of doing it.
No, I don't think so at all. I mean, okay. There's one side that says, "Oh, it would be wonderful." It's very sort of Pollyanna-ish. It'd be great in theory, but the reality is he's got to be effective in the real world that we live in, and in the real world that we live in, with all the other politicians being assholes. I'm sorry, but you need a bigger asshole. It's the only way it's going to work. So, unless everybody's willing to step down and we can elect all nice people, no, I think it's foolish. I think it's silly.
Do you think that a lot of times the populace has their naivety of situations makes them go towards a kinder, gentler kind of like a leader type person? Like, the reality of the situation is, I think that our rulers don't necessarily have to be kind-hearted, and I don't mean that like in an extreme, but I do think that if we had everything we wanted and people had everything their way, that the society would collapse. I think there does have to be a rule of law enforced by a certain group of people. That's how humans have always existed.
Yeah, I think so. I think anybody that's in the political arena, at any level almost, it's a constant battle. It's a 24/7 battle. It's a fight. It's a war, and to send somebody in there that to send a 10-year-old boy in there without a shield, he's not going to accomplish anything. You need to send the biggest, baddest ass warrior you can. Hopefully, one that fights for what the hell you want. I mean, that's just to me. I think anything else is just being.
Do you think you
naive.
Do you think you can get an individual like that'll be on key with the populace? Has it ever really happened? Caesar, maybe?
Well, I think you can. I mean, again, I think it's to the extent that they are deceitful, which is what I want. I don't care. It always bothers people. Oh, he's deceitful. Well, of course, I hope he is, because if he's not going to be able to deceive anybody else if he can't deceive me either. So, and he's going to need to do that. I think to the extent that he can put on one face for the populace. I mean, let's face it, the populace is pretty fucking stupid. It doesn't take too much acting skills to fool the general populace. As long as he can do that, I think we could find somebody like that. You just hope that his intent is good. But I definitely need a good fighter. Anyway, that's me. But like I said, I do care, but I don't particularly care. So I rarely vote.
You care about the message, don't you? You care more about the message than how the hell our country's being run.
I don't know what that means exactly.
Okay, well, let's think about this. Okay, they wanted to say Obama was a community organizer. Remember that?
Wait a minute, Brother John, stop licking your hiney. Okay.
Oh my goodness, the beer.
I can't eat dinner now.
Not a big Heineken fan, but okay. they kept telling us Obama was a community.
Did you get excited, Bunto?
Right. It's revenge porn of the
Right.
MP3. Okay, they wanted to say Obama was a community organizer, right? They wanted to eventually say that he was a communist organizer, right? It's the message that they were aiming at.
Still not sure I follow entirely.
Okay, well, look, what was bad about Obama?
I don't know.
The message.
No, nothing was bad with Obama. That was the problem. That's why he got elected, because they were in continuing of the war, and they needed a miracle president. You know, they needed a black guy as president, something progressive, something to change, to put the entire population focused on this outstanding achievement.
Okay.
Which it is, but that's all he really was.
Therefore, the Republicans just hated him to the core.
I think the Republicans love him, dude.
They love him.
I think both sides are obligated to pretend they hate the other side. Otherwise, it would seem to be kind of stupid.
Oh, so you think they really like him?
I don't know. Well, I think they like him in the sense that he hasn't done anything. So hopefully he'll be. Hopefully, they can. Gives them some fodder for the next campaign. Yeah, I don't know. It's the same thing with Sarah Palin. It's like or Hillary if she runs. It's like they'll get elected because they're women. Sorry to say that, and that doesn't mean that they're not. Right? It doesn't mean that they're not qualified, but it means that people will be voting for him for entirely the wrong reason. So I think a lot of people voted for Obama simply because he was black, for no other reason.
That was the message, that we want black. We want black men.
Yeah. I think if I was directing the liberal side of the field, sure, I would in an election I would put up a black person.
Obama's a liberal,
right? But I would put up a black. In
your mind.
But what I'm saying, no. But what I'm saying is
the guy who put Social Security on the table is a liberal.
And that's how I said. I said if I were a liberal and if I were running that end of the field and picking a candidate, I would put a black person up there. Because it's sort of this non-thinking extra little buff that I get. It's like if he was a white guy, the competition would have been a lot closer. It would have been a lot easier for him to lose. But given the fact that a percent of the population is going to vote for him simply because he's black, well, hell yeah, let's if he's qualified in other ways, let's put him up there.
The reason the populace voted for Obama because the country was really sucking bad after Bush.
Well, there's that too. Yeah, that didn't hurt. I mean, yeah, that was certainly part of the reason.
It wasn't like, hey, let's just have a black guy. I think it was more like this country is really bad.
But I think it was partly that. I think
let's get a smart guy in there.
If the Republicans ran somebody else instead of Bush, it would have been a different. We would have had a different story.
Obama was smartish, right? He just came off smart.
Yeah, he came off eloquent. Certainly
smarter than McCain.
Oh God! Well, McCain, yes, McCain was okay when he took
for the short period of time that Obama was senator, and I heard some of his speeches.
Yes.
Yeah, articulate, charismatic, polished.
Yep.
Orator, and I knew, boom.
I heard him.
Next president candidate.
You're like me. You're like me, John. I think I heard him deliver the Democratic Convention opening speech at one point.
Yep.
I heard that speech, and I went, "That's their candidate. There's no question about it."
Yep.
Is that the one where he was behind?
I don't even remember what he said.
It was the one where he was behind glass, right? There was plastic or some
the bulletproof glass. He was, surrounded by tanks. And
I remember his whole family was up there, and that was at the DNC convention. That was a big deal, dude.
And he did. He was an eloquent speaker compared to Bush, who isn't, but still, yeah, he was young. He was articulate. He was educated. He was everything that you could want, and he was black. It was like, holy crap!
Right. Okay, so you're telling me that Joe Lunchbucket voted for this guy for all those reasons?
Yeah,
right?
I mean the only other thing he could have been was in a wheelchair that would have helped. If he was black, Jewish, and in a wheelchair, it would have been a lock.
And a woman too had over.
Well, he couldn't be a guy and be a woman. Well, he could, I suppose. That's a whole.
Okay, look, it doesn't make sense that Joe.
Not quite ready for Nadia yet. I don't think transgenderism is going to be up for president for a while. But yeah.
The reason Joe Lunchbucket voted for Obama was because our country was in bad shape.
Partly, yes.
And
I don't disagree with that. I'm just saying that there are other people who voted for him who wouldn't have voted for him if his skin color was different.
Well, he was against Romney too. I mean, come on. How many times has he ran for president? Every time there was no competition
what sunk
there.
Romney?
Well, but then you got comedians, you got Hollywood, doing, you got Robin Williams doing stand-up, for Obama, all the time too, and that doesn't hurt, hell. So that's like free publicity there.
John, he ought to know. Chicago. Okay, Chicago just walked into the room. Chicago, please tell us how come Obama got elected president twice.
Because, well, I can't say, I don't know, not the second time, but the first time he got elected because Bush had so fucked up that whoever won the Democratic nomination was going to be president.
He was in.
And you had the Palin factor in there, too. So.
Okay, second time.
I don't know. Second time.
I think the 47, what do you say, 47% or what was it? I think that did Romney in, because that's the only reason I voted in that election. Once I heard that, I voted for Obama.
I didn't know that. Yes, I don't. What I think about the second one was, the Republicans have a massive schism that has developed.
Tea Party.
Between these are just my subjective conclusions, but between the Tea Partiers, I hate to call them that. It's almost a derogatory term in some regards, but the Tea Partiers or the new Republicans, the libertarian strain, the Ron Paul supporters, that sort of thing, and then the status quo guys. So you've got classic in Kentucky, great example, Mitch McConnell, Senate Majority Leader, versus Rand Paul. Initially, McConnell didn't even support Rand Paul running for president. I'm sorry, running for senator.
Senate.
And that's the schism. So you've got that. You've got the primary voters who are, and then in the presidential election, you've got the primary voters who are ideological. They're ideologues.
Yes.
That's the camp that Governor Mike Pence came from. He actually was congressman. And so they're very polarized. They're ideologues. So in order to win the primaries, these candidates go through and they'll
right wing.
Go ahead.
They'll be right wing ideologues in the primaries.
Yeah, so, like Santorum might do good in wherever.
Death camps, put Mama on the iceberg type thinking. Obamacare is death. Right? I mean,
Well, with the presidential primary in particular, this last election cycle with Obama, you might have Santorum who say he does well in Iowa. So now he comes out and he's really gonna attack somebody.
Right.
Which is usually the status quo guy or the leader. In the last election cycle, it was Mitt Romney. And so then Mitt Romney tries to tack to his right, and the farther he tacks to his right, the more he's got to come back to the center in the general. And that generates new stuff that they can attack him with in the general.
Pyong, did anybody believe a word that came out of Mitt Romney's mouth besides Mitt Romney? Did he even believe what he said?
Sure they did.
How many states did he win, dude?
Sure.
How many states did he win?
Sure, many Mormons did.
I think he was traveling worse than McCain.
He had the Midwest, dude. He had the Midwest mopped up pretty much, I think, right? They're usually always Republican.
I don't know exactly which states he won. He won some. Yeah, he won it. He did get Indiana for sure. I know.
I thought he lost worse than McCain.
No, McCain lost pretty bad. Yeah, but see, the real issue and where we're going to be looking at, I think, in the next election cycle, are going to be Ohio and Florida. Those are the big ones. We got Jeb Bush right now coming up. He's got a Hispanic wife.
Right.
We've got Marco Rubio, who is intending, I think, to run for president. Another example, and Marco Rubio is kind of a member of the status quo Republican Party, but there's going to be a schism there because they might end up dividing the Republican Hispanic vote if Jeb Bush says something that is against, Marco Rubio. If Marco Rubio, for example, comes out punching, so that could be bad for them. And I also think that the demographics of Florida are changing such that in 15 years, it's no longer going to be a swing state. It's going to be solidly Democratic. But that's just my prediction.
Okay, this election will matter, the next one coming up, or not?
What do you mean, will it matter?
I mean, it will be pivotal as 2008.
No. They're going to push Hillary here. It's gonna be the first woman president. Oh, the hoorah! Same thing around Barack.
Yeah, they got to top
Didn't
Obama.
get changed nothing.
You're not looking at President Rand Paul?
No, yeah, I think the
That'd be
Republicans
nice.
they're so far in the toilet. There's almost no chance that they'll win. They got nobody. I mean, Jeb Bush. You know, they're going to throw the kitchen sink at Jeb Bush based on what George W. I mean,
Just say he's the brother of George Bush. Isn't that enough?
right. You got
Oh,
historians. They're debating whether or not George W. Bush was the worst president in American history. That's pretty bad. You know, it kind of fucks your brand up a little bit. So
We need third party. We need a good third party. I know it might take a generation before we see a third party candidate for president, but I don't know. I don't know how much time it takes before everybody's just fed up with the two parties corrupted system.
Okay, this is Hillary's to lose, right? That's what you're telling me, right, Pyong?
I think so. I mean, I've been looking at the polls. The polls are saying that the Republicans they're fragmented. Of course, that's going to happen. It's a long way off. They'll solidify, but in the polls right now, Hillary is beating all of them. I mean, all of them put together, she's doing better than they are.
But you know how these polls are. They poll like what 1,000 people, and it depends what area they're polling them and who they're polling.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
Times Square, 1,000 people, right?
But you
1,000 people representing a couple hundred million.
Yeah, she's gonna slam Ohio, no question. She'll probably take Florida, and then that's it. It's all sewed up. I mean, when you get right down to it, because Florida, like I said, Florida, I think the demographics are changing. It used to be a swing state because you got the old white people who are snowbirds, but they're dying, and you don't have the widespread economic prosperity that facilitates the purchase of a second home in Florida. So the demographics down in Florida are changing, and I heard a little bit of what Carlton was saying about black votes and putting up a black person. I don't agree with that. I think that the Democrats I think most black people vote Democrat. So it doesn't really matter if I think they're going to vote, for the Democrat. And I'm not saying that all black people vote for the Democrat. They vote for whoever they vote
for Herman Cain. All right. Remember him? I loved him. Anyway. Okay, this is Hillary's to lose.
Yeah.
That's how simple it is.
Yeah. I don't think we've had in the last 50 years. I'm sorry that I keep talking, but I don't think we've had in the last 50 years anybody who's even been. I mean, maybe Eisenhower was the last one who's been even remotely as qualified. She's been a senator, so carpetbagger, okay, whatever.
Right.
But domestic policy. She's been Secretary of State. So she's got foreign policy. She's lived in the White House for 8 years, so she knows the ropes in there.
She knows where the bathrooms are.
She knows where the bathrooms are. She knows what can be done by the White House, what can't be done.
Right.
Her husband, Bill, was a relatively successful, moderate president, and everybody, also they think back probably fondly to those years. Those were some probably most.
I do.
Yeah, some of the most prosperous years that individuals have had since. But,
Was the last good president Kennedy, do you think, Pyong?
No, Bill Clinton was the last great president.
I think that the presidents are creatures of their times. So I think they all do, except for George W. Bush, who made some fantastically, disastrous errors.
Nuclear.
I think they're all great. I've got respect for all of the American presidents, all of them, even George W. to an extent. So. But I don't know.
It is a very large shoulder in which you have to get in order to become a president.
Remember when George Bush
got hated, dude.
I remember George Bush fooled me once. Remember he did that whole thing. Fool us again, we won't get fooled again. He messed up the whole quote. Remember that one?
Won't get fooled again. Yeah. Fool me once. Shame on you. Fool me twice.
Fool you twice.
Right.
You won't get fooled again.
Can't fool me. I'm president.
Nobody misses George Bush, right?
No.
I wish we had Perot as president, dude. He had such the best mannerisms, dude.
Oh my God.
Was Perot prophetic though, in a lot of ways, as far as the economy?
Yeah, he was. If you go back, as a matter of fact, I agree with that, Brother John, wholeheartedly. If you go back and watch the Larry King interview with Al Gore and Ross Perot. Ross Perot picks up his fucking pie charts and he starts talking about what's going to happen about the trade deficit and that sort of thing. And Al Gore kind of chides him, mocks him, and says, the pie chart thing was an ongoing joke, and says, no, if there's any kind of trade deficit, we will simply give them 6 months' notice and we will cancel the treaty. Bullshit. Everything that Ross Perot said in that interview, not everything, but much of what Ross Perot prophesized actually came true. So, yeah.
That sucking sound from Mexico, that's what he said, right?
Yeah.
You did say that.
Yes, you did.
You hear that? You hear that?
You're right.
Well,
That's why I never got elected, dude, because he kind of told the truth a little bit.
okay, Rand Paul starts telling the
Let me
truth.
tell you something.
Get elected.
What's that?
Rand Paul starts telling the truth. He's not going to get elected. He's not electable.
Rand Paul, my opinion, I'm interested to hear what everybody thinks, but my opinion, Rand Paul is a fantastic politician. He is far more capable than I first gave him credit for. I thought he was kind of a bumpkin.
He's the white Barack Obama.
Well, he's got that haircut. He's like a little Boy Scout or something. He's kind of I don't know. He's a little weird to me. But I tell you what, he's a capable politician, and he is very clever, and he's moving more toward the status quo, and he changes a lot of his positions, so I'm sure Jeff Keller would not approve of him as a representative of libertarianism, but he's doing it to grab a bigger part of the pie,
Right. It's a smart play on his part.
Yeah.
Okay, let's help the Republicans. What do they need? A woman?
I really don't think so. I think what the Republicans need to do is no more debates, no more battling.
Yeah, debates hurt them.
Debates hurt them. Cure the schism, heal the schism, get absolutely everybody on board behind one person. I think what Mitt Romney needed to do in the last election was to simply not to tack too far to the right in the primaries, just wait them out. Just wait them out. They're going to come up. They're going to fall down. You're going to have Santorum with his fucking sweater vest. He's going to come up. He's going to say, Jesus, hates abortions, no abortions.
Right.
He's gonna kill himself. He's gonna hang himself.
Harry make a fool of himself.
Right. We got to get rid of the Department of
right.
Oh, there he goes. He's done.
Okay, but look, they know it's gonna be Hillary, so they got to get a woman.
I don't think so. I don't think they can necessarily. I don't agree with that. I think that Hillary's pretty qualified. She's doing pretty well. A lot of support for Hillary already garnered, and now she's also got the logistical system set up. I think they need a very strong candidate that the ideological knuckleheads on the extreme right aren't going to rip apart.
Sarah Palin.
No, Sarah Palin's done. That's why I say I don't know who that individual would be. I used to like Kay Bailey Hutchinson. I thought she was pretty good.
Oh, boy. She can't take a punch, though.
Well, if we're just talking female politicians, I like the Murkowski from Alaska. She's got a classy chassis, man. Have you ever seen her?
Okay, why can't we make Sarah Palin work? I mean, we can teach. She'll learn on the job.
Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
Okay, how can we make Sarah Palin work? I mean, she got some mouth on her. She has a good body.
No, son. No, she's done. She's gone, bro.
When they ask her, what magazine does she like, she says all of them.
All of them. Any of them that are put in front of me?
Sarah Palin was kind of like when McDonald's puts out the McRib every once in a while. That's what Sarah Palin was. She was the McRib of the Democratic Party. Or
Democratic? She was our baby.
Republican, dude. I don't know. They're all the same, dude. She's a McRib.
We can make Sarah Palin work. She just has to, not talk.
No. Hell no. No, Sarah Palin's done. She is cooked.
What dragged down the ticket was McCain. It wasn't her.
Oh, well, again, yeah, there was a lot of Sarah Palin in there. I think a lot of people were. I have my friend John, who I talk politics with, he was absolutely terrified. He's like, she can be president. I'm like, dude, don't worry, it'll be fine. Just enjoy the show. But yeah, there were a lot of people who were like, "No fucking Palin, no way."
We can make this woman work. Got to figure it out.
No.
People love Sarah Palin. They love the wink. They love the you betcha. They love the.
What are you talking about, John?
Budding around the terrorists. They love that, right? Remember that one, John?
Having Palin for
Palin around the terrorists.
It's like having G-Man for president.
Hey, G-Man.
I mean, is that what you want? I mean,
hold on, that's unfair. I think that would be worse. Okay, G-Man would have been worse.
The ridicule of the world.
Okay, G-Man or Sarah Palin? What'd you take?
I will have to vote Sarah Palin, of course.
Because she's, experienced politician, for half a term.
She's read all the magazines and periodicals.
Right.
We need a king, a Caesar.
Okay, the Republicans got trouble. We give them 8 years and they still can't produce something.
What's that?
We give them 8 years and they can't produce something. Right? I mean,
you mean candidate-wise?
Yeah, candidate.
Yeah, they don't have anything. I mean, when their status quo guy is Jeb Bush, there's a problem. I think they were banking on Christie for a while. I think they were banking on Chris Christie for a while.
It's kind of running to the end of the line, huh, dude? Don't you feel like it's kind of running to the end of the line? I'm like, how many people are just going to keep believing this crap, dude,
Yeah.
Like, who are they going to put? We don't know. It doesn't really matter.
Mitt Romney's going to run again.
Well, he already caved in.
Yeah, no, he said he wasn't. He was thinking about it, but now he said that he wasn't going to run. So.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if
they
there's
wouldn't allow him in Iowa, though.
Yeah, well, if there's nobody else, maybe they'll put him up again. I don't know.
Yeah, dude, he's got to spend that money on something, John. Come on, you might as well run for president again.
No, Iowa passed a law that no Mormons could run for president.
At least it boosts the economy where he goes. You know what I mean? I kind of look at it cool like that because as long as they go somewhere, it helps out with the stores. His whole entourage comes and.
Well, okay, the Paul Ryan guy, wasn't he being groomed for a slot?
Paul Ryan took too many. My personal opinion about Paul Ryan is that he took too many strong positions in Congress, and he's actually said that he wants to stay in Congress and keep doing what he's doing. He's got a pretty cherry job in Congress with the Budget Committee, so But he took a lot of really strong stances. He made a lot of tough votes. That's why a lot of times it's difficult for congressmen to run for president. So I don't.
What was the last congressman that did run? I can't even remember.
I don't know. I know that Reuven said. I know Nixon was a congressman at one point, but I think Truman was also a congressman.
Yeah, I was going to say
Obama was congressman, then senator.
Obama was a senator, yeah. And if you look at Obama's his voting record, a lot of abstentions.
Well, he's the first.
Well, he was busy running for president.
Right. Yeah. So he was the first what?
He's the first senator to win in decades.
Okay.
It's all been because it was all governors before then for a long time actually. Senators.
Oh, Bush Poppy was a senator.
Poppy Bush. But he was vice president. He wasn't president. I mean, he ran for president, but he didn't actually get elected as president. He was just elected as the vice presidential nominee. But so Obama's actually the first senator to do it in quite a long time, actually.
Poppy Bush beat Mondale, right?
Yeah. Mondale ran against Reagan. Sorry. Bush ran against Dukakis.
Dukakis, yes, right.
And Dukakis was a governor. But Bush was a vice president when he did that, so he wasn't actually a sitting congressman when he ran for president afterwards. So it didn't count. Yeah, he was already vice president, so that didn't really. So yeah, Obama's the first one in a long while, and I don't know who the Republicans are going to get, governor-wise or congressman-wise. I think they're a disaster, frankly.
Okay, we got to help those guys. Jeb Bush, right?
No, I mean, I think the problem is that, actually Mitt Romney, compared to the rest of them, looks completely sane.
Well, that's what they said last time.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, he's a traditional, rich guy's conservative, not a Tea Party, insane, religious fanatic Republican. So it's like, if he became president, it would be kind of like, sort of the Reagan Mark II or something. It wouldn't be like, one of those Tea Party fanatics. So it'd be a little...
You think so, Pyong? Reagan Mark II, Mitt Romney?
No, I mean,
I
like
don't think that way because you never know what somebody's going to do as a president, no matter what they look like, who they are. For example, Barry, he, in order to grasp a lot of the liberal support, he had a lot of left hyperbolic rhetoric. And when he gets in, he's basically, moderate president, a lot of compromise. So you never know what you're going to get beforehand. So I don't know. I mean, would Mitt been a good president? Maybe, could be. Who knows?
I think eventually you'll always get a moderate. I think it's really rare that you'll get a.
Bush was a moderate. Baby Bush.
Well, look at the record. Look at the record.
Baby Bush.
I know it's. Fun.
You're not going to have. It depends on who's in Congress.
No, look, Bush Jr., Bush the Lesser, was a moderate. I mean, no, he was.
What do you mean by moderate, dude? Do you mean a company
Bush
man?
was not a moderate.
Do you mean a company man or someone?
All right, look at his record. Look at what he said, but then look at what he did.
Doesn't. Yeah, I don't look at.
No. Worse, no.
They say it all.
Okay, no.
I mean, I guess I look at it for its effectiveness, but.
Okay, no, I'm sorry. Look.
No, he's not a moderate.
That's a different thing altogether. I'm talking about domestically and even semi-foreign policy wise. Domestically, he was a moderate. I mean, he was a Republican. He did do some stupid Republican things, but all in all, he didn't do anything what the religious right wanted him to do, really, and in fact they view him as a traitor because of it. Actually.
Okay. He made Supreme Court nominations that were pretty extreme. That's probably the most important thing.
I would say they were extreme. I would say they were right wing.
Pardon me. And it also depends upon, as I said before, who's in Congress. When you have a Republican president with a Republican Congress, you can do a whole lot more. So they might seem like they're moderate, but whatever. And if you think he's a moderate, go ahead, have at it.
No, okay. On the issue of gay marriage, for instance, he proposed the legislation to ban gay marriage. But what did he actually do? Nothing. I mean, they dropped that thing like
he can't create legislation. I mean,
right. I mean, but they didn't lobby. His people did not actually end up lobbying in Congress. They dropped that thing in the lap of somebody, and they were done with it. They weren't interested in it. It was purely for political points for his base. And look at stem cell research. They wanted him to ban it outright, but he didn't. All he did was, I mean, I disagree with what he did. He defunded government funding for stem cell research, but did he make it illegal like what they wanted him to do? No. No, that was a moderate thing for a Republican to do.
Well, I mean that's a subjective conclusion. So if you want to describe him as moderate, go ahead.
Well, we could have said it could have been a lot worse, right, Pyong?
I don't know. I don't know how much worse it could have been. I mean, he brought us into an unjustified war under false pretenses.
2008.
Yeah. I mean, I'm hard pressed to find something good that he did. I mean, they talk about fiscal responsibility of Republicans. Medicare Part D wasn't funded at all. It was a massive collectivist policy.
Something good that George Bush did was
immigration.
Help us combat terrorism.
No, immigration. Obama was far harder on immigration.
There's a point there.
Than George Bush was, and George Bush offered basically a bill for amnesty, which is something which is something Ronald Reagan did.
I would say if Bush had decided the issue definitively, that I'd put that in his column, but he just kicked the can down the road.
Well, he didn't have to do anything.
Doesn't matter. Right. Yeah, he didn't have to do anything, and he didn't do anything.
All
Ultimately.
right. Something that Bush did that was good was fight terrorism.
No, I don't. No, he destabilized the entire Middle East.
Well,
And,
yeah.
You know, ignorantly, under false pretenses, caused
Well,
the premature
yeah,
death of
but he did fight
certainly
terrorism.
hundreds of thousands of human beings. So
Tortured
No,
some
he's-
people.
Huh?
Tortured some people. Let me see.
yeah, instigated torture. Created
Yeah,
a
that
new
I would
class,
agree with.
enemy
Yeah.
combatants that can be held in legal limbo.
Gitmo. Okay,
Fantastic.
he created Gitmo.
Well, actually,
job,
no,
George.
no, wait. I disagree with that one. First of all, I disagree with what they did. Let me make myself clear. I disagree with the torture. I disagree with how they categorized it. But legally, they actually did have a point, because according to the Geneva Convention, these people are actually not covered by it, and they are actually war criminals according to the Geneva Convention. This is not contested by people.
Renditioning, right?
Huh?
We started renditioning people. As far as we know, he was the first president to do that.
Yeah, but you know, what I'm saying is, did he have a legal point?
Well, anybody can have a legal point. You can make a legal point about anything. Like referencing the graphic that's up right now, I can make a legal point that it should be legal for me to have sex with sheep. I mean, I can make a legal point. What you're talking about is an interpretation. You have no explicit definitions in the Geneva Convention for what you're talking about. You're talking about an interpretation that was done by Wu, who was at DOJ and facilitated everything that happened therefrom.
I agree.
So,
I agree, and like I said, I disagreed with their use of torture, and I disagree with some points about how they dealt with the matter. But
pardon me.
But essentially, these people, like the Taliban and Al Qaeda, are not actually covered by the Geneva Convention. They are actually breaking the convention itself.
Well, we're not at war with the Taliban. We're not at war with Al Qaeda.
Actually,
that's all. No, How can you be?
Well,
how can you declare war on a stateless organization? You can't.
Because wait a minute.
It's
well, so
hyperbolic rhetoric.
Who
to describe a prolonged law enforcement endeavor.
Okay, so who controlled Afghanistan?
Who controlled Afghanistan? What are you talking about?
Dude, you can't make a proclamation of war against a non-stateless entity. It has to have statehood.
You declare war against Afghanistan, which we never did.
Yeah,
we declare war against Iraq, which we never did.
Right.
So we're not at war with terrorists. We're also not at war with drugs.
That's another point, though. That's another point. We were actually at war with Iraq. All we did was rescind the ceasefire.
No, we never declared war on Iraq.
We did in 1991. I remember it clearly. I was in Washington, D.C. We declared war.
Well,
we never declared peace. We declared a ceasefire.
As far as the Persian Gulf War, that is absolutely not what I'm talking about.
But that's a continuation.
No, we were absolutely not. We were talking about the 2003 invasion, and I don't remember anyone referencing the 2003 invasion saying, well, we never really ended the first one, so we can go right the fuck back in if we want to.
We did. That's actually in what Congress voted. Because absolutely. It's the same with North Korea.
Nobody justified
the
2003 invasion because we had
Wikipedia says we did.
It's the same with North Korea. When Bill Clinton almost went to war with North Korea in, 1994, he did not actually say, I'm going to declare war on North Korea. All he did was say, I'm going to rescind the ceasefire. It was the same thing.
Well, we're still in a state of war with North Korea. I agree with that. Or South Korea is, and we're an ally with South Korea.
No, we are. We are.
Easy. Take it easy. Pump the brakes. I'm agreeing with you. Hold on. Hold on. Whoa. So, but that's a totally different situation.
Why?
Because we are still, I agree that
Armistice.
we have never ended the Korean conflict. I agree with that. Okay, but it's
we never
totally
ended the Iraq conflict.
Okay, yeah. If that's how you want to perceive it, if that's what your reality is, I'm cool with that.
Okay,
I can
listen.
accept that.
Legally speaking, look, you can disagree with the points of the war, but legally speaking, we were not in a state of peace.
I've already said, I've already stipulated, if that's your reality, I'm cool with it. Okay?
All right. I wouldn't call it my
if that's your reality, I'm good with it.
I would just call it law. It's a different thing.
Okay,
No,
well, we could forget
that's your reality. That's okay.
That we're at war with somebody, right? Like, we forgot we were at war with, Bathory pirates or something?
No, we actually ended the war.
Oh, we ended it? We told them, hey, okay, we're ending it.
No, we basically we kicked their ass, and then we went to the ruler. We sent an ambassador to the ruler. I forget which sultan, and we said we're going to negotiate a truce. That's what we did. Yeah.
Well, okay, listen, they come up to me and say, okay, hold a gun to my head and say, tell me something good that George Bush did, and I say he fought terrorism.
I am very pro fighting terrorism, but I'm not sure that's exactly what he did that was good. I would be hard pressed to find.
He struck back after.
Sorry, he helped create a problem, and then
No, listen. In terms of fighting terrorism, first of all, I don't think that he acted in terms of Afghanistan. I don't think he did anything different than any other president would have done at that point. Whether it would have been Gore or him or anybody else.
Jeff Keller would have asked what the Taliban would have wanted.
Yeah, but that's Jeff, and I'm talking about realistically. So I think Gore would have done the same, and I voted for Gore. I think he would have done the same anyway. No U.S. president could have not acted after 9/11. Okay, it just was impossible. So I don't think he did anything different in that respect towards Afghanistan.
We don't give him that.
No, I'm not going to give him that.
I don't agree with that. You don't have to. There was really no investigation done. They just declared war, dude, and the investigation's still. How many years did it take, dude? And then it's still up for question. Half the populace doesn't understand it, dude. They just went all willy-nilly.
I'm sorry to point this out, but half the populace is actually they're idiots. Then at this point,
I understand.
If you apply the facts to your model, and the result that you get is that most people are idiots, you got to change your model, buddy.
No, because most people don't understand the Higgs boson.
Okay.
So
but as far as what George Bush did that was good, there has to be something. I wouldn't agree with the stuff he said about terrorism, Bunto, because I think with the Patriot Act, the signing of the Patriot Act, it expanded the definition of terrorists such that if I were to go down to a stop sign near my house and remove the stop sign, and a cop comes by and says, "What are you doing?" I said, "I've taken the stop sign down and I intend to take another one down the street." I could be considered a terrorist. See what I'm saying?
Right.
So, fighting terrorism? No, I wouldn't say that. But there's got to be something that he did that was positive. I just don't.
I'm sure there were a few things. Honestly, I cannot think of that many.
He sort of benefited the global economy by moving our jobs to foreign countries.
Yeah. Look. I'll defend some of the legal positions on Iraq, but I don't think that he was really good at fighting terrorism, nor do I think he was really good at anything particularly back home. I mean, I just think that he was a moderate compared to what the Republican right wing really wanted, and they clearly say that. Okay, they're absolutely clear about this. They consider him a traitor to their cause because he did not actually implement basically the Christian version of Sharia law in the United States.
Okay, he told everybody in the world that we're in charge. That's one thing that Bush did, right? Everybody in the country sort of, I mean, everybody in the world sort of had a different picture of America.
They already knew that.
Everybody in the world got a different picture of America after George Bush, during George Bush.
Yeah, I'm literally trying to go through, like, the first thing he did, he had the surplus, he came in, he sent everybody a check. Horrible decision.
Okay, Medicare Part D, right? Huh?
He changed his, Medicare Part D was much later. That was a ploy during his second election to get votes from old people, and it worked. But before then, what did he do? He reversed his position on AIDS, but then he tied conditions to the money in Uganda, for example, to abstinence-only education. The instance of HIV infection skyrocketed, so that was terrible.
Yeah, and
I thought he was Africa's favorite president.
Yeah, could be.
He instituted a faith-based initiative on top of that, which was a disaster, frankly.
Yeah.
And that was before 9/11. That was a couple of months before 9/11.
He spent a lot of time down at the ranch, and then we got hit by 9/11, and he got confused at the little kids' school, and
my pet goat.
And then there was Hurricane Katrina that he fucked up.
Okay, well, you can't blame that on Bush, all right?
No, you can't blame that on Bush. That's true. He just had a disastrous response.
I actually blame that more on Ray Nagin than I'd blame it on Bush. I mean, it was
okay,
not Brownie.
Maybe Bush shouldn't have responded.
No, I agree that the government did not handle it very well, but I think
Didn't he finally show up in New Orleans like about a week later in a plane? He flew over it.
Yeah, he did a flyover. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he played the guitar. No, I mean, but I think that Nagin basically screwed that up much more than Bush did. I mean, that was really his department.
But he wasn't president, Nathaniel.
It was his city.
Oh, okay. So it was your city. That's what the president said. Hey, Ray, it's your city.
No, I'm not taking away some of the blame on the government, but I think most of the blame goes to Nagin and.
Well, Nagin wasn't the one telling how the emergency to respond, right, on the federal level. He was trying to cooperate.
I think the laughs came from when it was terribly mishandled, woefully inefficient, and Bush was acting like it was all fine, and
right.
He said the guy who's
good job,
a great job. That's where the. It was really just making hay, because there's only so much you can do.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with that. I just think that Nagin had the majority of that responsibility to get people out. I mean, he was mayor. He could have done a hell of a lot more than he did, and it was a disaster. I'm not saying that the government's blameless, but he definitely was the guy in charge for his own city, and he screwed that up.
By trusting that there would be aid coming in, that was his mistake. Okay, Bush was Africa's favorite president. He helped Africa.
Yes, he did.
He was the Saudis' favorite pet.
Actually, no. The Saudis, Bandar and him really.
They fell out.
They had a big falling out over Iraq, actually.
Golly. Okay, let me tell you something, Pyong. He finally settled that big Iraq problem that we had with Saddam. You got to give Bush that. Went in there and got rid of a terrible dictator, dude.
I know that this has come up before, and I know that I actually came up with something that he did.
John,
right.
He got rid of Saddam.
Saddam? Yes. Well, that was obviously that wasn't the right thing to do.
Okay. So that wasn't a right thing to do. Get rid of a terrible dictator like that.
I don't know. No, I don't know. If I'm looking at it historically speaking in the overarching picture, I think it might have been necessary for all this.
Wolfowitz went to the elder Bush with the same kind of bullshit proposal a long time ago, saying that this containment strategy is a
no-fly zone.
There's a last century strategy, and Papa Bush told him to get the fuck out. Because Papa Bush used to run the CIA, so he had some kind of understanding about what was going on. And he was settled on his success that he had in the Persian Gulf War. So then Wolfowitz and Fife got involved, obviously, in the cabinet in Bush's new George W.'s administration with Rumsfeld and Cheney.
Yeah, but
And so Wolfowitz now has another chance with the same kind of bullshit.
yeah, but what people
idea.
like to forget.
And the proof is in the pudding. I mean, destabilize the entire region, rise of ISIS, and I like to think of terms in human lives, and it conservatively costs hundreds of thousands of human lives.
Okay, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. First of all, during the first Gulf War, they were going to go in and get Saddam. What changed their mind was the footage of the quote-unquote highway of death for 3 days when the Iraqis were fleeing Kuwait because of their tremendous losses. And we were bombing the hell out of them. And the pictures that were coming out of that were so graphic, were so horrific. It was the first time that people saw this live on TV that they changed their minds. They said, we cannot keep doing this.
No, I don't think so. We had something called
I don't agree with that at all. That's not what I've heard.
Wait a minute. This is confirmed by so many sources. There's a great NOVA program, Frontline program about this from that time. I think from 1993. But it was really detailed, and it was.
I mean, they've got a quote from Cheney saying that if we recall Saddam, you're going to have essentially the chaos that actually occurred.
No, but it was Colin Powell and Schwarzkopf who were talking about this. So they essentially changed their minds because of the graphic nature of the war on TV after the success after the first 30 days of bombing.
So that's fine.
But I'm not.
How does that tie in with the question though? That was good to get rid of Saddam because they wanted to initially.
No, I'm just pointing out the fact that they did consider it, and then of course Clinton did consider it as well, and they tried, but they didn't succeed. They did have a coup attempt, but it was discovered to overthrow Saddam.
Clinton was considering overthrowing Saddam.
Yes, we tried actually with Clinton. We tried. We had a CIA plot. It was discovered. This is confirmed as well. The Iraqi security services found a few generals with. This is so stupid, typically CIA, but they found Iraqi generals with CIA cell phones, American cell phones. The CIA was in contact with them. They were trying to organize a coup against Saddam. It failed, and they, a whole bunch of them got executed. So that was another attempt. Then Clinton passed the bill. Congress passed the bill, but initiated by Clinton, that we would seek regime change of Saddam Hussein. That was official law in American, legal standing. I mean, it was passed by Congress. It's just that Clinton never got to do it. He did try, but he didn't.
I mean, I really didn't get the sense from the Clinton years that he was really going to go after Saddam. Did you, Pyong? I mean, not like Bush, maybe.
No.
Well, he tried. He didn't want to do it with a full invasion, but he tried. I mean, he tried to organize a coup. That's.
What the hell? There's nothing in it. If it's just cell phones, right? Let's send them the CIA cell phones. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, no, this is typically CIA stupid thinking, frankly. That basically got a whole bunch of people killed. Who were on our side, which was frankly unfortunate. But there you go. But he did try. He just didn't want to commit ground troops for it. I mean, it's not like he didn't do a bombing campaign, but that wasn't to get rid of Saddam. It was just to punish him.
I don't know. I mean, if he wanted to do something, he could have. They were maintaining sanctions. So
no, because he couldn't have really. There was no political will to do it. The American people weren't clamoring for it. They were just, this guy was an annoyance.
Right. So they did cell phones. I got you. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Okay, but look, Bush did it, man. He got rid of Saddam. So you got to give him that.
Well, I do give him that, but the problem is the way. Look,
there's a problem. How could there be a problem?
The way he conducted the war. Was mostly Rumsfeld. I mean, I understand that, but the way that Bush conducted the war was just a disaster. It was an absolute disaster. And they thought they could do it on the cheap and impress everybody, and the
ward's going to pay
opposite
for itself,
happened.
right?
No, that wasn't the idea. The idea was to try to
Well, that's what
basically
Cheney told
shock
us.
and yeah.
Yeah, that was a talking point at one point that the
Okay,
oil revenues would
you have to
pay
go,
for it, and it
go
would be
beyond the talk. Yeah, you have to go beyond the
$1
talk.
billion for the. I'm sorry, whatever. Okay. Anyway, nice seeing everybody. Happy
Are you going?
holidays. I gotta go.
Oh, Pyong. Well, see if you can come by later to one of my hangouts.
You're leaving us. You're leaving us, Pyong.
I'm sorry. I missed the tree burning.
No.
We missed the witch burning next time.
Well, we did record it, so if you want to, just.
Oh, you actually burned a tree? That's so cool.
Yes, I did earlier in the broadcast. So you just.
That's a terrorist act.
You're letting the terrorists win.
Tons of fun. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Take care,
Take care, man. Good to see you again.
Okay, so what are you gonna burn next, Bro Joe?
A bowl.
Okay, so you're burning trees. I mean, did you get a thrill from it?
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
You know,
it's great. The weather's getting warmer. Summer's coming.
Were you the kind of person
the fires, man? Do campfires?
Were you the kind of person who used to pull wings off of a fly when you were a kid or something?
I did used to pull legs off those daddy long legs.
I couldn't even touch those. I hate those things.
I used to hang it by one leg and.
I don't even want to. I don't want to picture.
Yeah, one at a time.
No, I don't want to picture. I just can't. Yeah.
You feeling the pain?
No. I can't stand spiders in any form whatsoever. So it's
oh, really? All right.
Yeah. I can't think about it because it's like 2:30 in the morning and
arachnophobia.
Yes, major arachnophobia.
Is it dark in your house right now?
No, it's fully lit right now, but just because it was before.
Don't shut those lights.
Yeah, no, I will.
That's
but
when they come out and play.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Oh, well, guys, I'm going to do some caretaking real quick, but hey, thanks for burning that tree, Bro Joe.
Not a problem.
What's the point of burning a tree? I just have to ask.
No, I started a tradition. I burn my Christmas tree on Easter.
You save it till Easter and then you.
Well,
burn
it's a real tree, so I can put it, in my outdoor patio, and then when it gets warmer out, when it's Easter, I go out and burn it.
Is this like the Festivus pole or something? Or?
Yeah, I guess
I guess so. Yeah.
It's just my own festival.
Yeah. I thought it'd be for the rest of us.
I did. I put it on broadcast. I broadcast it for everyone.
Okay. Right.
You got to go look at it earlier. Yes, the burning of the tree.
I'll go.
Starting a new pagan tradition.
Yeah, I've had a bit. I've had a few whiskeys, so.
Yeah, I've had a little beer and myself.
I got 2 brand new bottles of single malt today, so I had to try them, and very good, very tasty. So yeah. I haven't had any in a while. In like 2 or 3 weeks, I haven't had it. So, all
right, I'm gonna go. Well, I'm gonna go off air here. I know that we've got a few viewers. Thanks for joining about the tree burning and talking politics. And so there's a link in the event page if you want to join us off air, because I don't like to keep these things running too long. So come on in, talk about whatever you want. Thanks for joining me. Thanks everybody.